What's up guys, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to be making some mango sago dessert for the first time. So let's get started. Alright, so let's break down some of the ingredients that you're gonna need to make this happen. So first things first, we got some mangoes here. This is just like a champagne mango and it's pretty ripe. So 1 is good, but 1 to 2 should be good enough. We got some coconut milk as well. We got some of this coconut gel. It's in syrup. They're like coconut jellies. And then we have some condensed milk. And then we also have some evaporated milk. And potentially I might also use some coconut cream. We shall see, but I have it just in case. And then last but not least, we have some small tapioca pearls. So let's get started. All right guys, in case you haven't eaten like a champagne mango before and you've only eaten like regular mangoes, I'm gonna show you guys how I'm gonna cut it and prep it. So we are gonna actually peel it just like this. And you know when it's ripe when it hits like this orangey color, because typically when you see it at the grocery store, when it's unripe, it's like at a green kind of yellowy color. All right, so you just want to peel that off and just be careful because it does get a little slippery. Okay. All right, so there we go. We can set out all that skin aside. And so now we have fully peeled mango. And one thing to note, if you didn't know, there is a seed in the middle. So you want to kind of cut from the ends here. And you kind of can feel, just kind of gauge where the seed is. It's typically like right here. There we go. And be very careful because it is super slippery. There we go. And then you want to get as much, I guess, what they call like meat or mango out of the seed as you can so you don't waste that. So you want to cut out the sides here, just like this. Okay, there we go. Next, we're gonna lay them flat like that. Work with the pieces that we have. And you wanna like just dice them up into little cubes. So, there we go. Okay, next. And then these are the 2 side pieces right here. You just want to do a quick chop on that. There we go. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to set these aside in a bowl and we will use this later on. All right guys, next up I have some boiling water here, and I'm going to take 1 cup of the sago, and we are just gonna let it boil in there and mix them all together. So I'm gonna let this simmer for about 10 minutes. Alright guys, after the 10 minutes is up, I turned off the heat, and now I'm going to let it sit with the cover on for another 10 minutes. Alright guys, here is our sago. It's been sitting in, it's been resting in the pot with the cover on. So now we are gonna rinse it out. And you wanna rinse it out really well with some cold water. All right guys, so this is what it looks like. Now I'm going to rinse it off with some cold water really well. Okay, I'm gonna wait until this fully drains and then we can get started in making the actual dessert. All right guys, while the sago is draining, I'm also going to strain the coconut jelly. You can actually keep this in the dessert itself, but I'm gonna strain it just because there's already gonna be sugar from like the evaporated milk and the condensed milk, so I'm trying to just like minimize the amount of sugar. So I'm going to drain these out, and I might even rinse them out a little bit. All right, there we go. We are going to mix this all together. We got our mango that we cut up earlier, and we're gonna add that to the bowl. There we go. And then we are gonna get our sago, and we're gonna add that, just like that. Okay. Next, we are gonna add our coconut jelly into the bowl. We are gonna add in the whole can of evaporated milk and the entire can of coconut milk. And then afterwards, I'm not gonna do the entire can of the condensed milk, but I'm gonna do some heaping cups of that. So look at that, that's a pretty big mixture. So I'll do one of that. Actually, I'll do two. And then I'll save this if we want to add more of it later on. But that should be good. And I'm going to mix this all together. All right, so the most important part, you want to cover it up. And I'm going to store it in the fridge for about 4 to 6 hours minimum. All right guys, it is later on at night. We just got done working out at the gym, and now it is time for some mango sago. So let's see what it's looking like. All right guys, this is what it's looking like. Oh yeah, that looks delicious. Look at that. All right, so I've decided I'm actually going to use the coconut cream, and I'm going to also use some crushed ice. So here I'm gonna plate it in this bottle here, and the first thing I'm gonna do is add in the coconut cream. So I'm not gonna do that much. I'm gonna kind of just like brush it on there. So here, we got this. Gonna just like brush it on the sides here. And I don't know, we'll see. We'll see if the vision comes to play here, but yeah, we're just gonna brush that in. Okay, that looks pretty good. So I've brushed the coconut cream on there. And now I'm going to add in the mixture. Oh wait, actually, I'm going to add in the ice first. All right, I'm just gonna add in some bits of ice in there. All right, that should be good. And then I'm going to add in the mixture. Here we go. We're gonna put a scoop full, hopefully. Oh yeah, shout out to this ladle that I bought in Japan that has like a little like pouring over feature. Look at that. There we go. So we're gonna top this off like that. That looks delicious. And then just some added, I cut up another, so just to kind of finish it off, I've cut up a little bit of fresh mangoes to put on top. There we go. Let's give it a little taste test. All right, guys, I'm going to give this a little taste test. Gonna mix this up. Gonna get a little bit of ice from the bottom here. All right, let's give this a little taste test. Oh yeah, that's a good. All right, here is first bite. Not too sweet. I think draining the jellies was definitely a good move because it wasn't too sweet, and there's already this sweetness from the condensed milk and the mango. Like the mango is super ripe, super ready to go. So this is delicious. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this now. If you guys have made mango sago before and you've done things differently, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.